It's Movie Day. I'm Ray Love Jr.
And I'm Tre'vell Anderson.
And we are Seated, the blackest show about movies.
Yes. If you are new to this congregation, welcome. Grab a seat, okay? Get a plate as well. Welcome. And if you've been here before, you know the drill. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, spread the word about the things that we are doing over here at the Seated Podcast Show. Seated Show Podcast. Y'all know what I mean, okay? On the docket today is The Moment, directed by Aiden Zamiri and starring one Charli xcx.
Yes. And as you pass through the vestibule, go ahead and tap our collection plate and join the Seated Movie Club over at seatedshow.com/join. We would love to have you. We're trying to build a little community here over at Seated, and we love for you to join us. So yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about today's movie, but first, of course, I have to talk about things I've seen that we may not really get into, and I got something. What about you? Do you have a film?
I do have a fresh out for the people. Mine don't count because it wasn't in a movie theater, so we'll start with yours. Okay, tell us about what you saw most recently.
So I went to see this movie called Nirvanna, the band, the show, the movie. And first of all, I hate the title.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I thought it was going to be a movie about like the band Nirvana, but it's weird.
Not?
Well, okay. It's hard to describe. Okay, it's a movie.
Is you a Nirvana fan? What's going on?
At all.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
But it essentially is a movie about friendship is where I will center it at. And it's a comedy, and it's kind of along the lines of the movie we're talking about today, The Moment. It has mockumentary vibes. Like, we're following two friends who essentially are trying to make it as a band ? But like also one of them is not really trying to make it. He's just into like the antics and like going through the motions of things and like creating chaos essentially. Like to describe the characters, it feels very much so like Phineas and Ferb in like real life. And the other,
that's funny.
Right. The other friend, he actually wants to have a career as a music artist. And he's realizing as they're, getting into like middle age that like, oh, maybe I've attached myself to the wrong friend here. And like, if I want change, I need to do something different. And he starts shifting into that. And then like hijinks ensue in the most ridiculous way possible.
So it has nothing to do with the actual band Nirvana.
No.
Okay.
Exactly, which is why I hate the title.
I had to Google it because you was trying to explain it, and I was like, well, where the band come into it? Is that their name? But okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it gets quirky. It's fun. Like, I won't say it's not fun, but it's like it's one of those fun and funny movies that's very much so white people's humor.
Okay.
So it's like I got the jokes, but I wasn't like
it's also Canadian.
It's Canadian, so it's also Canadian humor.
Yeah. Okay.
And so think like Back to the Future, but if it was like a Phineas and Ferb in real life form going
that's
through
crazy.
A crazy, yeah. It's crazy. I left that
Phineas
movie.
and Ferb as a reference in cinematic discourse. I mean, I'm shout out to you. Shout out to you.
Yeah. So I left the movie saying exactly that. Like, that's crazy. Like, it was fun. Okay. It was cool. But I was listening to another podcast and they hyped it up like it was like the best damn movie of the year. And I was like,
that's because you be listening to them white people podcasts, right?
You're right. It was absolutely one of those.
That's why. No shade.
But that's why we have seen it.
Exactly.
But tell me about your movie. What'd you see?
So I saw a movie that, well, I thought you had liked the movie, but apparently you have more complex feelings about this movie, and I misheard. But I have been doing a lot of traveling recently, so I haven't been able to make it to a theater. But I finally got around to seeing Love, Brooklyn on the plane. This movie came out, I think, last year, right? With Andre Holland.
Yeah.
Was it last year? Yeah,
it premiered at Sundance last year. Yeah, it was a 2025 Sundance movie.
So with Andre Holland in it, and who's the female lead? Is that Nicole Bahari?
Nicole Bahari and DeWanda Wise.
And DeWanda, yes, and DeWanda Wise. And I think you had described it earlier as like this like mundane black story.
Yes.
And you say that as a compliment. I think that's a compliment.
It is.
Okay.
It's intended to be, at least.
Yes. It's like, but you're right, because it's not special. It's not, remarkable, or that it is remarkable in its mundanity.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I finally got a chance to see that. I thought it was cute. I thought it,
Yeah, it's something you can just experience and leave it there. Like,
yeah, very there. Leave me there. Absolutely. So that's what I checked out on the plane. And then I also watched is it called Blades of Glory? Speaking of white people movies.
You had time to watch hella movies. I can only get one movie in. Where you been? You've been flying.
Well, that East Coast to West Coast situation that's 5-6 hours. And then, now, don't let me get on my soapbox, because now I can complain for eons about them. They've changed so many routes. So, there aren't as many direct flights, anymore. And it's like, disgusting. Yeah. But nonetheless, I also watched Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell and what's his other name? John Hader. John Hader. Anyway, it was funny.
So one thing I do love to do when I'm flying on a plane is like take a look around and catch a general consensus about what people are choosing to watch on the plane. Did you see any interesting?
News.
Fox News. Oh.
Girl, every single time. Every single time I'm a window girly. Every single time I turn to my left just to be a little nosy, it's either Beat Bobby Flay or Fox and Friends.
I forgot you can watch TV on planes now, but I'm like, who wants to watch the news on a flight? Like, that's the one time to lock in and watch some long form content. Like, that's when you watch movies.
Yuck. You want to know how you want to see how quickly I don't want to talk to you? Yuck. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Let's move on.
Yes. That's going to do it for our Fresh Out this week. We're going to take a quick break, and while you're taking your break, go ahead and send us an email. Tell us what you're watching, and let us know your thoughts on movies that we're talking about here on the show by emailing us at holla@seatedshow.com. We love to holla back at you and share your feedback with our audience. So yeah, we'll be back, and hit us for the review of what are we watching today? I don't forget.
The Moment, beloved.
The Moment.
That's wild.
Every pop star wants her time to shine, but what if stepping into the spotlight meant sacrificing your peace, your vision, and quite literally, your edges? When the new A24 mockumentary, The Moment, premiered at the Sundance Film Festival a few weeks ago, the buzz was so loud that not even we could ignore it. Charli xcx's whole brat aesthetic was the Caucasianly queer vibe, but the neon green chaos was hard to miss, even if it wasn't your flavor. So we had to see for ourselves what the girls were gagging over. In the film, Charli plays a fictionalized, highly stressed version of herself, fresh off of the high of Brat Summer. And bruh, she is exhausted. She's trying to prep for her first ever arena tour, but her label wants to milk the moment forever.
Okay. Hi, it's Charli xcx. You're listening to Breakfast. Keep having... Are you having a Brat Summer? I'm sorry, what is it again? Is it I'm Charli xcx or it's Charli xcx?
Once again, we agreed
Lloyd,
to... Hi, this is Charli xcx. You're listening to breakfast, Brat Summer Forever.
Wait, so it is Charli XCX?
No, this is Charli XCX.
Okay, Joy, don't you just think the whole, like, keep having a Brat Summer thing is a bit cringe?
I mean, it's all cringe. Make sure to download the Breakfast app to hear my Brat Essentials playlist, and we have to hit the 5-second mark really clean, so you have to say it kind of fast.
I'm not going to do it in 5 seconds.
Baby, you're going to have to do it in 5 seconds.
Well, I'm not gonna.
And follow at Breakfast for your chance to win tickets to my upcoming Brat tour. Good to go again?
The movie spirals into an anxiety-inducing, strobe-lit battle for creative control. Charli has to fight off the suits who want to keep her trapped in a neon green box, leading to a full-on psychological breakdown over the price of fame, the danger of selling out, and who actually owns club culture. It's given Spinal Tap meets Uncut Gems. Directed by Aiden Zamiri, the film is serving faux verite chaos, heavy sense, and industry sabotage. The moment is in theaters now. Tre'vell, kick us off with 3 words that you'd use to describe how you felt about Charli XCX's chaos thriller.
3 words. Oh, you know, I would have to borrow the words of the great songwriter Vivian Green. Emotional roller coaster.
Is that not just 2 words?
Emotional roller coaster. Roller coaster is 2 words.
Okay, girl. If you say so, I'm gonna let you have that one. You may be right. I don't know.
I'm not. Okay, then emotional roller coaster. My God. Now I'm at 4.
That's 4 words, girl.
It's hyphenated. My God is hyphenated. Okay? I'm already making up my own rules. Anyway,
my God, today.
I thought it was an emotional roller coaster. I got there. 3 words. There you go. What are your 3 words?
I would say
you hated it.
No. My words aren't even going to be descriptive of my feelings about.
With your Brad Green hat on.
Yes, I had to come in energy. I had to be in the vibes for once. But I'll say the 3 words I would use to describe the moment is peak white twink. I'm just going to leave it there.
Peak white twink? What? Okay.
Yes.
We're going to dive deep into that more. You pondered that one because I don't even know what that is connected to. My God.
It's the fact that this movie is made for white twinks. Like, this is not exactly hitting the demographic of someone with my taste, I'll say, in music or in energy, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
It was like, who? Okay, I'm gonna be honest here.
Mm-hmm,
I didn't know nothing. I didn't know much about Charli XCX.
Same. I don't know that lady.
And I went into this like, oh, this is, I guess, going to be a time for us to discover more about this woman that has like evaded a certain corner of pop culture in a way that I have not connected with, and not out of just like not liking her or liking her music, just like not, it just really did not ding my radar in a way because I don't listen to that type of music and I'm not in club environments, which is where her music tends to like, really hit at. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, so I also don't know this lady from a can of paint. However, I do think it's a little bit more like, when it was Brat Summer, this is also around the time of Kamala running for president. Like, it was the culture at the time. No matter what your age was, you saw that green, and you knew something. You knew something. Yeah. Maybe you didn't really, know the names, but you saw the green. You saw the branding, and which I think is amazing for a pop star at that time. But I also did not know the world. And I actually do think it so I should say, I was on Pop Culture Happy Hour talking about this last week, I think, week before last. So if you have heard that already, you know that I liked the movie. But I am in the minority, it appears, in terms of, to your point, Ray, of people who, also I guess most people who do know her being Charli xcx and her music and her world, as well as people who don't, right? It seems like the prevailing sentiment is that something's not quite hitting for most folks with the film.
Yeah. Before we get too deep into the movie, of course, we have to give the director some. So
we don't know that person. No shade.
We don't, but I mean, we have to respect the visionary and like the person behind the camera, because that says a lot about what we're experiencing. On
yes,
film.
Aiden Zamiri, right?
Yes, Aiden Zamiri, and this is his directorial debut. Like, he's never done a movie before. His IMDb credits are full of music videos, which is the world he comes from. Yes, and he's like directed for FKA Twigs, which, do you know what she's currently known as, if she was formerly known as Twigs? Anyway, also Billie Eilish.
You think you funny. You think you
Pantheress.
You think you funny.
Of course, Charli xcx. And he even did a Cash App spot starring the one and only Timothée Chalamet. So, you know, he's been working, but you know, the film space is his first time foraying up in here. And he was raised in a suburb of Glasgow, so he's an international filmmaker, and he grew up in London where he studied graphic design. So he has an interesting background, and his first job after graduating was apparently documenting Victoria Beckham's family travels across Europe and the Middle East. Like, so he has an interesting perspective coming to this film, I'll say. But yeah, so I think one of the things coming into this movie that was interesting to me is that, or what I learned as we settled into like the story, was that it very much so is a mockumentary, because Charli xcx, while her character name in the film is also Charli xcx, it isn't exactly a one-to-one story about her experience. It's kind of like a mocking of what they made her era with Brat Summer to be, and her telling through a comedic lens, which also was quite dark, of what it's like being a pop star, trying to play both sides of like being an artist and also being a commodity. So I found that to be really interesting, as like something to build tension around initially.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I think the idea of a music documentary, whether it's like a full-on mockumentary kind of thing, or a full-on documentary, since that is the style, right, that this is mocking in a lot of ways, you know, and that form paired with this concept of interrogating, you know, the price of fame, right? And you know, like you mentioned, the pressures between your creative desires and the capitalistic motivations of the label. We've seen that time and time again, over and over and over, right? That's not new. What I appreciated was that while, yes, it's a mockumentary, it's not a mockumentary like what's that? There's that white boy. Is it Pop Star Never Stop Poppin'? Pops. You know. Okay, never mind.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's some movie. I'm a Google it. Pop Star Never Stop. Pop Star. Never, that's what it's called. Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping. This came out in 2016. Okay. It stars who's these little white people? Adam Sandberg, really? Maya Rudolph is in it. So
do you mean
not all white people?
Andy Samberg?
What did I say? Andy. Yes. Sorry. Andy Samberg. Sorry, I read it wrong. Andy Samberg. Apparently Tim Meadows is in this too. Really? I have seen this movie, but I don't remember it. Anyway, but it's this style but that's a fictional. And this is fictional too, but it's not as comedy forward.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As the genre typically is, and that has been read as a negative by a lot of people and a lot of critics, and maybe, you know, the broader audience as well. But for me, I appreciated that. And to me, it not being LOL funny was like a really interesting storytelling device that I think, you know, allows the film to be, yes, a fictionalized or hyper-realistic version of Charli xcx, but to have these whispers of truth, right? In terms of the actual, I often think about, right, what we know to be the journey that Lauryn Hill has gone on after the immense success of that one album, the ups and the downs, and, you know, and what we know to be the ways that the industry, you know, tried to turn that into. And to me, the film, because of how it strikes a balance in its tone, I feel like it's doing something there for me that it apparently isn't doing for other people.
Yeah. I was into that. Like I think when people go in with the idea of mockumentary, they're probably thinking more of like the comedic style of like Modern Family or Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
Whereas the humor here was definitely, it wasn't like ironic humor, it was dark humor and like very it's like the joke you get once the moment passes and you're like, oh, I see what you were doing there, as opposed to it being so like, oh, look at this funny moment, laugh now and look at the camera. It was not that type of mockumentary at all.
Yeah. And I liked it because I felt like, but even from the very first scene of the movie, before the first scene, the titles, you know, it's so destabilizing. It was for me.
And hyper graphic.
So hyper graphic. I was like, "Ooh, y'all need to put on one of them flicker warnings. One of them, you know what I mean?
The strobe light warning.
Because it was so intense
and loud.
And also it was the perfect introduction, I felt, to this world and the space that I was and remain fairly unfamiliar with, because I don't know this lady. You know, I don't know what her concerts give. I don't know, you know, any of that. And so I don't know. Yeah, it is interesting that I, you know, kind of enjoyed the movie as much as I did compared to, you know, other people. And I think part of it is just like, there is a vision here. There is something being said here. There's a rhythm and a style here. And I don't want us to get, you know, past that because folks are wondering whether or not Charli xcx is a real good actress or not, you know, or because it's not as laugh out loud as people, you know, might have expected. It is a little long. Okay.
Yeah. What was the runtime on this one?
It is. I'm not actually sure, but story wise and beat wise, it goes on too long. There's actually I won't spoil it, but there is a scene near the middle of the movie that is kind of the catalyst, right? For the back end of the movie. That goes on too long.
Yeah,
you know which scene I'm talking about.
What scene you're talking about. Yeah.
And we know why it goes on that long, because they got to get their money's worth out of the scene partner. You know what I mean?
But on the flip side of that, I also appreciated that kind of being the axis that shifted the energy.
Sure.
Because it was definitely needed. I was trying to figure out how are we going to thread this from point A to point B to like get us from the space the character Charli xcx was in to where I know they were trying to get to towards the end. And I think that being the thing and the person specifically, and using that person as a tool, which is something that person in real life uses their image to do and their they're known to do. So I was like, this was pretty smart.
Yeah.
So speaking of like your experience and like we talked about how we walked out feeling about the movie, I want to know about how you saw this movie. Did you actually see this one in a theater or was it a screener? And what was like the vibe in the room?
I did see it in a theater, but it was a screening. It was a press screening, so it was, the Wilshire screening room, So it's one of the smaller ones, but still a big screening experience. Great audio, and the screening itself was fine. No complaints, no problems. What I will note is in leaving. As soon as it was over, different critics and entertainment journalists do different things at the end of a movie, right? Yeah. Some people get up as soon as that first directed by or in memoriam, whichever that first text card is that comes up. Some people get up and are gone immediately, right? And then you have others who stayed through all the way through the end of the credits. It don't matter how long the credits are, they're gonna stay all the way to the end of the credits. I am somewhere in between. It depends on my experience with the movie. With this one, I was ready to go. I was ready to go because again, I felt like it was a little too long. We were in this world a little too long. And
for the record, the movie's runtime is only an hour and 43 minutes. So the story really did drag for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's about 15 to 25 minutes that just felt like, you playing around with me.
Which scene specifically would you cut?
Well, I don't think it's a cutting of. I think it's the scene should be shorter, right? So that means the scene that we were just talking about with this notable celebrity in question that it's just drawn out too long. The inciting incident, we didn't need her that long to set off the motion because the motion, it was all, the mental state of the Charli xcx character was already in flux. So that's one scene. I did love the performance by what is her name? Rosanna Arquette.
Okay.
Wait, no. That was not her. That's was the executive, not her. Haley Benton Gates.
Oh, Celeste.
Her as Celeste. I liked her. In what she was given. Anyway, I'm rambling about these people's movies. But I did enjoy it, and I think there's an interesting talent here on behalf of the director, this collective of folks who got together to write it, based loosely on Charli xcx's idea. And I think it did have a really a kind of interesting approach to this conversation about the cost of visibility and the ways that we as individuals both resist and also participate in, right, the kind of commodification of, who we are, what we do, and success, know.
Yeah. When I was watching this movie too, and even coming out of it and like doing research for this show, I was like, I had a really hard time. I actually could not find any mockumentaries that center Black characters. It's like, this is crazy. I can't find any. But also I was like curious to if there were to be an artist that could be like a comp to Charli xcx who was Black, like who could be that central character? And even like how would that shift or make those complexities and like privileges that are obviously present in this space different in that story?
I'm gonna answer that, but I realized I didn't answer your question, which was I left the screening. I was telling the two different types. Yes. I was part of the first type of people who left the screening as soon as it was over. Me and two other critics. They're not Black. I don't know if that matters for the story or not. You decide. As we go down in the elevator, we're all like, that was interesting.
Yeah.
But then we all were like, but I didn't hate it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like that was a ride. It was an emotional roller coaster, but I didn't hate it. I kind of liked it.
Yeah. It was like a good polarizing experience. Like,
yes.
I left there actually, I don't want to say impressed, but more into what Charli xcx as like an artist can give.
I don't want none of that. I'm not. Now, if that was the goal, if the goal was supposed to get me to like,
I mean, in the acting space, like in the storytelling space, not the music space. I still ain't into the untunes over there. But
okay, yes, agreed.
I was like, she has humor about herself. Like, she has an interesting like perspective on what her place in like pop culture is, and I was like, oh, interesting.
As I understand it, she's actually in a handful of other movies already. I think one or two either premiered at Sundance, or premiered at a festival recently. I can't recall. But you know, folks, other critics are saying that, you know, if you liked or saw something in this role, there are a couple others that she has coming down the line, right? That are even better, you know, and even more refreshing. But you asked the question, and then we can move on about, you know, Black person doing this. You know what's interesting is, as you were talking and offering that question, that provocation, I thought of Gerard Carmichael.
Okay,
I'm dead ass. The Gerard Carmichael show, or whatever, the reality show, whatever that was, that there is an interplay with reality and with storytelling and comedy that feels very...
Yeah, I see the marriage you're making here, and it's interesting because the artist that I thought about, I was definitely thinking like more one-to-one comp of like Charli xcx as a music artist, and the person who, two people came to mind for me, a film and a mask, and the person that came to mind for me was Tyler the Creator, which we know the T behind Gerard Carmichael and Tyler the Creator. But like him being like that type of alt artist in that way, like he was someone who came to mind. I was like, I wonder what his take on this type of experience would be. And then the other person was Doechii. I was like, she's also like an interesting artist that had a climb and had like a big moment that like really put her in the spotlight suddenly. And she has done like her YouTube thing, so she's open to like exploring her life through a different lens. So those are the people that cropped up for me.
And you brought up Tyler the Creator. I also thought of Chance the Rapper. Feels like he feels like he has he has like an aesthetic that feels like it would translate well to this kind of pseudo comedy space.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It would have been interesting in his moment. I realizing how long it's been since Chance has really been able to like make a wave, but in his moment, like that would have been something interesting, and also like something that could have been expansive in a way from like a Black culture lens because of the space like he takes up. So yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, you know, just a thought. Okay, let's get to our seated, skip it, or stream it recommendations for this here episode.
You finna fuss at me, but before we do that, I have one more question.
Didn't I just... Go ahead.
I always have to ask, if you were to say who the moment is made for, who would you say the moment is made for? I have to always ask this question.
Who is the moment made for? I mean, I think it's fan service. Ultimately. You know, and so I think if you're fans of Charli xcx, I do think that there's something here specifically for you.
Yeah.
And maybe we broaden that more broadly to talk about, folks who are heavy into fandoms. But I feel like we can't ignore that, to your point. Like, this is she could have just done a documentary about Brat Summer. This could have been Life is But a Fairy Tale, or what is it called? This could have been.
I know you're not comparing this to Life is But a Dream by Beyonce. Let's leave our girl out of it.
Life is but a dream. That's what
stardom.
But that's what my point is. This idea of the artist created and influenced and controlled, perspective into a period of their career. That is what I mean. Or any of the Taylor Swift documentaries about these moments in their careers, right? Because it is. I feel like if it wasn't a quote unquote mockumentary, it would be right alongside those films.
And I think that's what I enjoyed about it, is that like it was specifically mocking those types of films, which is what makes it a mockumentary. It's like, yes, it's following this artist, but not in the way you think, and also not trying to paint this person or the artist at the center of it in their most flattering light, or coming into it with like something they want you to take away from this. Like, it doesn't feel, this is interesting to say this considering it is a movie in theaters, but it doesn't feel like Charli xcx's label or brand or managers are trying to sell her brand to us with this as a project. Like, because typically documentaries come alongside an album or something that the artists are trying to sell, a tour or something, and it's not like, oh no, this is just my life and have fun with this, and this is what I'm going to sell you.
Fair. I will note, A24, I believe this is an A24 movie, right?
It is.
A24 is selling Brat credit cards. They're not actual credit cards, you know what I mean? But it's fake. But they're selling those, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting like movie merchandising extension for this film.
And that's why I said it was like funny to say that, because it is still a movie, and the movie is going to do the thing that movie industry does and try to sail around that thing. But I think it's also different from like what artists sell in the music space in that way. I don't know. But I agree with you. I would say that if you were to ask me, the moment is made for visionaries, like people who want to be like the it girls and like highbrow hustlers in that way, people who want to possibly see main character energy on screen, but also what the other side of the industry looks like, if that makes sense. It's for anyone who like wants their movies to have some soul, a little strobe light up in there, a soundtrack that's familiar, because I mean the music was very much so present, although we didn't get performances from her for real until like the very end, which I thought the end credits were fun. I was like, oh, this is continuing like the mocking of The Thing with how they did that. I don't want to say what it is, but I thought that was like cheeky or funny, if you will. But yeah, that's what I say this is for.
Yes, let's get into our seated, skip it, or stream it recommendations for the moment. Where are you landing, Ray? Seated, skip it, or stream it?
I'm actually at seated. Like, go see this. Like, it's a fun movie. I'm not a fan of Charli xcx, and I left there like, this was a good time at the movies. Like, this is different. It's not something you're going to see a lot of. And I love when we get these types of small films. I think this was a small budget movie. So yeah, it was fun. So I'm going to say seated. What about you?
I am also going to say seated. I do think they need to take 15 minutes off, but I enjoyed it, and I think watching it in a theater helps.
Yeah.
in terms of the world that they're, trying to make us part of, right?
Yeah.
As they're documenting, or at least the world that we're going into, maybe not the world that we're coming out of.
Yeah.
But and I think the being in a theater setting, help with that. So that's 2 seededs for y'all. We'll now get into our Black Critic Spotlight, and what the folks are saying over on the Rotten Tomatoes. The tomato meter is at 64%. So not great. That's 71 fresh ratings and 40 rotten ratings. I am one, because I did Pop Culture Happy Hour, I am one of the fresh ratings. When I was doing our research, I was like, oh, look at me right there. So 64%, that's what the critics' consensus is. And then the popcorn meter, this is the audience, a little higher at 70%.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's interesting. You weren't lying when you said it wasn't as loved as our other movies. But also, this is a tangent, but this just came to my mind. I was like, Dumpuary doesn't feel like it's dumping like it used to. Like, I've actually been having a pretty decent time with these movies this season. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But tell me about the Black Critic.
Yes, our Black Critic Spotlight this week. I believe we shouted her out before. Carla Hay from Culture Mix. Okay. And Carla Hay says, the moment is not funny enough to be a creatively successful mockumentary, and it's not edgy enough to be a satirical film about brat pop singer party girl Charli xcx. It's just a series of awkward conversations and some diva meltdowns. I disagree, but I wanted to offer what the ladies is saying, okay, about this here film that I think is attempting to speak to, some very specific things.
Damn, Carla ain't spared no words on that one. I guess she was not into this film.
Okay.
But
she was not living for the moment. Okay? Okay, at all.
Okay, well, I guess that'll do it for our thoughts on A24's The Moment, starring the one and only Charli xcx. Let us know what you thought about this film in the comments, and email us at hollaatseededshow.com if you want to share your thoughts. And we're going to take a quick break and come back with the Black Cinema Games. Back again, and now it's time for my favorite segment this week and every week, the Black Cinema Games.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew.
All right, Tre'vell, since we have a music movie this week, we're going to have some fun over in Music Land, I guess you could say, or Soundtrack Land, rather.
Soundtrack Land.
Yes, the game we're going to play this week is, I guess let's call it Movie Jams?
Okay. Movie Jams.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the list of songs on a movie soundtrack, and you have to guess the movie from the soundtrack listings.
Oh, interesting. Okay, this is going to be hard. Oh my gosh.
I think it actually is going to be hard. I'm going to be surprised if you get like 2 out of 4 of them, because I was like, oh, this is hard. But there's some interesting things in here. So let's have fun.
Okay, let's do it. I'm excited.
All right, so we're playing Movie Jams, and you're going to guess the movie from its soundtrack listings. And our first movie is, the first songs will be 1, The Beautiful Ones, 2, Darling Nikki, 3, Let's Go Crazy, and 4, I Would Die For You. Do you know what this movie is? I have clues if you need it.
Okay, hold on the clues, but I don't get the artist names for the songs.
No, because that would be too obvious. Like,
would it?
It would be very obvious.
Darling Nikki. Okay. Give me a clue for the first one.
Okay, so this movie title has a color and the weather in it, and it was released in 1984.
What? Okay. How many clues do I get? Was that the only clue?
I mean, I can pull some clues out my ass.
No. You don't need to. You don't need to. Because I don't have it.
I'll say that it's semi-autobiographical, and it's the tale of a singer who can only hear his own music.
Okay.
Now this is an easy one, child. I just knew this was gonna be.
He can only hear his own music. I don't what?
The most popular song on this soundtrack is also the title of this movie, which is why I didn't list it as one of the songs.
Well,
it's
that would
two
make
words.
sense.
2 words in the title.
That would make sense. But you said a color and you said weather.
Yes. Beyonce did a tribute to this artist after their death in her Formation World Tour concert.
Oh, Lord. Okay. I don't. We're going to have to let this one sail on past.
Damn. This was actually one of the ones I thought was going to be a giveaway. This is the 1984 movie starring the one and only Prince, Purple Rain. How do you not know these movies, Tre'vell? Darling Nikki, I Would Die for You.
Okay. I was like, Darling Nikki, I know that. I just don't know who did it. That's why I asked if you could give me the name. I was like, Darling Nikki. I know Darling Nikki.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know. But okay, that's fair. And then you were like, it's fine. It's fine. Okay.
I said a color and the weather. I was like,
you did. I couldn't. I was like, you don't.
The people in the comments going off on you. I just
you don't want to know. You don't want to know what I was thinking. Okay. Okay.
All right. So we can go on to number 2. Are you ready?
Let's go ahead.
All right. The second movie is also a 2-word title.
Okay.
That's your first free clue. The 4 songs in this movie are Run to You, Queen of the Night, I'm Every Woman, and I Have Nothing.
It's a soundtrack. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I can give you more clues if you need them.
I think I know this one, but I will take a clue because I'm not foolish.
The movie was released in 1992, and it was co-billed with Kevin Costner.
Yes. Wait, but you said it's 2 words. See, I'm about to show y'all I don't know how to spell again. The Bodyguard.
Yes, it is The Bodyguard, and the bodyguard is one word. All right. We got a point on the board. And the signature song in that film was Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, which would have obviously been a dead giveaway. And to give a description of this film.
Maybe for somebody else, not for me. But
now, I know you lying. So The Bodyguard, it was Whitney Houston. She was really the moment at this time. She played Rachel Marin, who was a superstar who needed protection because a stalker was doing way too much. Enter Kevin Costner. He was an all-serious and stoic bodyguard. The chemistry was unexpected, but it worked. And let's be real, the soundtrack slayed on repeat in everybody's house. The high note in it, was, like I said, was I Will Always Love You, which is cinematic history. So there you have it.
Absolutely. I love that.
You got 1 point on the board. Now, this is the point where I was like, it's finna get hard.
Dang. Because I was supposed to get Purple Rain. I know. I understand.
Yes. So
let's do it, though. Let's see.
This next one is hard. Maybe movie 4 will be a easy one for you. But this film also has 2 words in the title.
Okay.
The songs are I Can't Live Without My Radio, If I Ruled the World, Love Triangle, and Can't Stop the Street. I will give you the artist on this one because maybe that'll help, and this is a harder one. LL Cool J, Curtis Blow, The Gap Band, and Shaka Khan. This movie was released in 1985, so before our time, but
85.
This is a hard one. I'll even give you the star of the movie. This was LL Cool J's I believe, movie debut as an actor.
85?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna say some stupid stuff. Okay, what's the clue? Or did you get the clue already?
The signature song in it was "We Couldn't Live." It was LL Cool J's "Radio." So yeah.
LL Cool J movie. LL
And
Cool
it's
J movie.
semi-autobiographical on around
LL Cool
the
J
label
movie.
Def Jam.
I definitely don't have it. I'm like LL Cool J movie in the 80s. Yeah, I don't have it. Dang. I
You want to just throw something out there?
no, because that's the 2000s, and I know the difference. So, is it? No, that's Ice-T. No, I don't have it. I don't have it.
Okay, well, the movie title is Crush Groove, Crush spelled with a K, and it was released in 1985. And so, if you want to see the blueprints for the culture, I'll say this is it. It's a fictionalized look at the early days of Def Jam, and it's packed with like the legends. You got Run DMC, LL Cool J, who really needed a beat, and Sheila E. Playing. I believe she plays herself in this movie, and it captures like the raw energy of New York hip hop when it was first blown up. And you have fits, you got beatboxing, you got energy. It's really hip hop gold. This is not one that I had seen before making this game. I went back and watched and I was like, oh, I see what this was. So I knew this would be a hard one for you because I personally hadn't even heard of this movie before.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of this. I do see here that Ralph Farquhar wrote Crush Groove, and Ralph is one of worked on the Parkers. I think his like I shouldn't say main claim to fame, but one of the reasons I know him is for the Proud Family, the original as well as the reboot. And I'm sure I think he did a couple other things on UPN as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Moesha. Right?
Okay, Moesha. Yeah, he's been in the industry for a minute. So
Legend.
that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I had never heard that movie a day in my life.
I knew it was going to be a hard one. I was like, I hadn't heard of it before this, but
You tried to set me up.
Tre'vell, I've given you three
That's
really
okay.
easy movies, and that was the one hard one. I did not expect for the first one to go the way that it went. Purple Rain, really?
That's okay.
That's okay,
Anyway.
but it's also okay because we are educating the audience alongside ourselves, and
Yes.
so that is wonderful. What is our fourth and final?
Yes, fourth and final. So we're playing movie jams, and you're guessing the movie from its soundtrack. And the next movie has, I guess, technically 3 words, but I'll give this to you. There's an ampersand that makes up that center word. So,
Okay.
the 4 movies. 1 is Swerve, performed by Lil Boosie and Webby. 2 is I'm a King, the remix, performed by P. $C and Lil Scrappy. 3 is Still Tippin'. It's a Man's World remix performed by Mike Jones and Nicole Ray. And 4, now this is a dead giveaway, Whoop That Trick, performed by Terrence Howard. What is the title of this movie?
Hustle and Flow.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. I'm so glad you got this one. I was like, I'm giving you the easiest one at the end.
I forgot you said that there's an ampersand in the middle. I was over here talking about I was like, okay, who would put Scrappy on? So who would put Bootsy on? I'm like, you don't want to know where my head was going. To all of the straight to DVD movies that I know, I'll go, I guess those wouldn't have soundtracks. Anyway, never mind.
Hustle and
But
Flow
shout
was
out to
really-
me. I got the 3.
You got you did. Hustle and Flow was released in 2005, and this one's a gritty one, but it has
Oscar-winning.
heart. Oscar winning, yes. Terrence Howard plays DJ, and he's a man trying to find his way out of the struggle in Memphis by making music. It's all about that, like, everybody's got to have a dream type of energy. And when they're in a cramped room with egg crates on the walls recording It's Harder Here for a Pimp, you really do feel the hustle, and it's soulful, it's loud, it's authentic, and it's also Academy Award winning, as Tre'vell said. So you got, what was that? 2 out of 4? So I mean,
I got 3 out of 4.
No, you didn't.
Did
baby.
I?
No, honey, you didn't get Purple Rain, and you did not get Crush Groove.
Didn't. You're right, I did.
But you still put some points on the board nonetheless. So shout out to you. But that's gonna do it for this week's Black Cinema Games, and close us out, Tre'vell. It's been a fun show.
Listen, I live to slay another day. Okay. Now we're going to get into our good vibes only, our quick recommendations for you to keep your vibes in a good place. I'll get us started if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
My recommendation is a piece of internet history. Okay. And I wanted to, because we did like a mockumentary, for the moment, I wanted to do something that felt mockumentary-like. And so I wanted to reintroduce to some, and introduce to others, as they say. Got to Be Real.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Got to Be Real, also known as Got to Be Real, the Diva Variety Show, is this YouTube created series I looked up the person's name. Andrea Lee is their name. And they basically, also known as Patti LaHaye, and they basically took these clips, various kinds of clips of different divas, and chopped them into new conversations and responses to. Some of them are like based on historical feuds that may have happened in real life or may just be rumored. Others incorporate like current things that were current events at the time that it was coming out. None of it is current events now. Yeah. But it's a special piece of internet culture and Black internet culture in particular. I don't think the main YouTube page is up, but you can still find the videos different places online. And so that would be my recommendation. Just for a little, you want to laugh, you want to do a little chuckle, then it'll give you that.
Especially considering like most of the legends that were parodied in that have gone on. And so this may be the only way you can really get to see some of their humor, because those compilations never fail. They do keep me giggling.
Okay, they're so good.
Yes. All right. I love that. So my recommendation, what's giving me good vibes, for those who don't know, I love podcasts, and typically over the holiday season, a lot of podcasts go on hiatus, and I use that time to discover new shows and get into like the back catalog of something else. And so during that break this year, I actually discovered a new show. And so if you're into, I'll say, human psychology and like the messy but real side of love and romance, you've got to check out Why Did They Break Up, hosted by Toure. Now, if you know Toure Roberts, he is a respected journalist in the music space. This definitely feels like a side quest for him, because it's quite like gossipy, I'll say. But unlike typical gossip podcast, this one feels more like an autopsy of a relationship. Essentially, he sits down with guests to trace their entire romantic journey, from like that first spark to the red flags they ignored along the way, and all the way up to like the final it's over moment of the relationship. And he's a great interviewer. He keeps it empathetic, but he's not afraid to really ask those tough questions that like your homegirl asks, that get to the heart of why things fell apart. And it's basically like Modern Love. I don't know if you all have seen that series or read that column in the New York Times. And it's like Modern Love meets a long overdue FaceTime with their girlies. It has deep emotional breakthroughs of like a prestige drama, but it has that, wait, they did what now? Energy of like a group chat when the tea is piping hot. So I highly recommend it. It's fun. Episodes are short. That's Why Did They Break Up, hosted by Toure Roberts. So yeah.
Okay, so I just want to one quick clarify. That man's last name is not Toure Roberts. You could view Toure Roberts is the pastor.
It is.
Okay, I'm over here googling up and stuff because I'm like, hold on, it's hard. Cause hold on, but this guy you're talking about Toure. Yes, you're talking about just Toure.
Like yes, just Toure. Yeah,
you're talking about just Toure, which is interesting because he's also currently getting lit up on Threads right now, because he told somebody that it's okay that a white person, it's okay that they called somebody coon or N-word or something like that. I don't know. Some interesting stuff. That's why I mind my business. Okay. Anyway,
it's always gonna be something with somebody, child. Yes, but
it is always gonna be
podcast nonetheless.
Okay, well, if you want to have more, you can check out Why Did They Break Up, hosted by Toure, the journalist. Okay,
not Roberts.
Okay, right, just Toure, the one with the hair. Y'all know.
Yes.
All right, well, that will do it for this week's episode of Seated. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and help us spread the word.
Yes, and holler at us over at the Seated Movie Club at seatedshow.com/join, and we will see y'all back here same time, same place next week.
All right. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a like and tap that subscribe button. And if you're listening, give us a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app or wherever you're tapping in today. It'll really help folks find us as we grow. Seated is an independently funded production, and your support can help us go further. Consider becoming a card-carrying member of the Seated Movie Club at seatedshow.com/join, where we'll bring you more of this popcorn-worthy content, special events, and more. And how do we do all that we do? Well, you know it's not by ourselves. Our theme music was created by Buckroll and animation by Ajung ID, with creative consulting by Jade Fox and publicity support by House of Arrows. This week's episode was edited by me, Ray Love Jr. Seated is a co-production of Slay Jean and 5011 Media. It's hosted and produced by Tre'vell Anderson and Ray Love Jr. Shout out to our location partner, The Walkwood Yard. See you at the movies. Holla!
Yeah, have you seen the conversation around young hoes? Okay, somebody said something. There's a conversation around like these brands using AAVE and just how it's just polarizing. Like to hear brands saying certain terms and tiptoeing to the point of using like damn near slurs. Where you're just like, okay, this is mighty close to something that could be offensive. And I think somebody posted something about I want to see one of these brands try to use young hoes, and essentially young hoes being a term that ain't really something brands could touch because it's just too far gone.
Child. You'll be surprised. Okay, it's gonna be young HEAUXS.
Child,
okay.
It's gonna be Wendy's trying to sell a damn burger.
Okay. It's the renamed Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. It's now called a young ho.
Come order a 4 for 4, young ho.
Okay. No, they're not gonna go that bad. They're not gonna go that deep off the deep end.
I'm gonna hit up my homegirl Tracy because she works in advertising. Be like, you should slip this into one of your briefs and see if they fall for it.
No, the young white kids and the white people aren't going to start calling each other young hoes, and so it won't make its way to the production.
Could you imagine? What is you snacking on?
Oh, you can hear me?
I can see you snacking.
Okay, yes, but can you also hear me chewing?
No.
Okay, because I was nervous about it. I was like, I hope this microphone not picking it up. I am eating some nerd clusters. Which is why I'm like, ooh, it's crunchy. It's crunchy over here in my head. So I'm like, this microphone gotta be picking it up. But hopefully
crunch is
not.
good in certain places.
Well, yes, but I guess this is the disclaimer. If you heard me crunching throughout the entire episode, now you know why. Okay. All right, North Miami.
They are trying it today.
Hi, Aaliyah. What's going on?
Baby, I'm in Carol City.
Carol City, that's the one. Carol City, that's the one.
Lego. We got Crunch Munch over there.
Okay, I'm ready.
What does your shirt say? I ain't seen this
It
one before.
says, "Thems can be thems."
All right, nice. I hear that.